Hello, and welcome on behalf of your Preserving Your Family Heritage team. Join us as we present The Aftermath. The setting is a family that has recently laid their loved one to rest. The family must now begin the business of probating their loved one's will. The family consists of 3 living adult children and 1 widow of a deceased child, and lastly, the brother of the deceased, Uncle Sam. Join us as the family learns the ins and outs of the probate process and how to proceed in fulfilling their loved one's last wishes. Let's drop in on our family as they have their initial meeting with an attorney.
Hi, how's everybody doing? So glad
Hey,
y'all
how
could
y'all
make
doing?
it.
How everybody doing?
Hey, Bernice, guys.
Hey,
Yeah.
Bernice, what you been up to?
Not much.
Bernice,
Mhm.
Brian, of course. We were talking before you came on, and we just want to know, who is this person? Who is this lawyer we're meeting with? Nobody knows her, and now the family's meeting with her like this.
Brian, she's my attorney, okay? And she's just here to help us answer try to figure out this will, okay?
Look, I don't know if I'm comfortable with an attorney. I mean, she could be messing with Dad's property. We don't really know her. I mean, she could try to take something. I don't know.
Yeah, and I mean, ever since Bob died, I mean, y'all know your brother Bob, my husband. Ever since he died, I mean, he was so upset that y'all's dad's will would invite people to take the property. So I don't think that he would be comfortable with this. And I don't really want to do anything against his wishes since he's dead.
Just calm down, everybody. She's just here to answer a few questions for now, okay? We'll take this one step at a time.
Hey everybody, how are y'all doing?
Hi, Miss
Hi,
Strickland.
Hey,
Miss
Miss
Strickland.
Strickland, how are you?
I'm so glad that y'all could all make it because we're going to talk about your dad's will today and the probate process. And hopefully I can answer any questions y'all might have.
Miss
Thank
Strickland.
you.
I know today we're supposed to just, like I said, we're not making any decisions today or anything, and we're just supposed to, answer a few questions. But when are we actually going to get an opportunity to see and read the will?
Yeah, I agree with Brian. I mean, how do we know what each of us has? I mean, I never got to see the will because Dad hid it somewhere.
Well, Uncle Sam found it, remember? Where was it again now?
Who does this? Who actually hides a will in the freezer? Talking
freezer.
about
The
frozen
freezer.
assets?
Well, that may sound kind of strange, putting the will in the freezer, but it really wasn't that bad of an idea. He was probably thinking that that might be the safest place for it in case there was a fire or something, because you do want to definitely keep documents like that, like wills, in a safe, fireproof place. Also, where the family or the executor can find it easily, though.
Miss Strickland, can I ask a question? What is an executor? I mean, are one of us or all of us, whatever that is?
Well, the executor is the person that has been named in the will to oversee the decedent's estate, and the decedent is the deceased person. So your dad chose Bernice to be the executor of his estate.
Bernice? Wait, I'm the oldest living son that's left. And we all got to divide this up amongst everybody. Why can't we all be executors? That way everything is even, fair across the board, Ms. Strickland?
Well, when someone is choosing an executor, they're looking for somebody who is trustworthy and really responsible and organized, because there may be bills to pay from the estate, and then there may be money that needs to be distributed to the beneficiaries.
Right. And Brian, let's face it, we know you're not the most organized person in the family. You don't even know where you left your keys half the time.
Contrary to your belief, that's your opinion. But moving on, what's going to happen with the property if this is the case?
Well, your dad left the property to all of his children, but by doing that, he created what's called heirs property. Heirs property is whenever more than one person, or 2 or more people really, own a piece of property together.
So what about Bob? I mean, Bob, he was an heir. He's my deceased husband and their brother. Like, does that mean that me and my kids don't get anything because we're not children of the deceased?
Well, sometimes the property passes from the deceased child to their spouse and their children, or it can pass to their siblings as co-owners of the property. But since the will said that the property is divided per stirpes, Bob's interest in the property is going to actually pass to you and your children together. But if it didn't say that, then it would actually pass to the siblings as co-owners.
Well, what about the guy that showed up at the funeral that came up to us talking about he's dad's son? I mean, nobody knows him. We may have had some speculation, but nothing was proven. We don't even know if that's really his dad's kid. Okay, he kind of looks like us a little bit, but
You look like me.
I'm just saying, does he get to have anything that's left for us?
Well, since the will says that the property goes to all of his children, that includes any children born out of wedlock, if they were legitimate.
So now we have to share with that guy too?
Well, who's gonna pay the taxes?
And I was thinking about a vacation spot, like a second home.
And y'all know there's some timber out there. I mean, what happens with that?
Okay, well, so when more than one person owns property together, they're called tenants in common. And they have all the same rights and responsibilities that come with property ownership. So everyone needs to agree on what's done with the property.
Even the outside child?
Well, look, it looks like we know we need to do our wills, but maybe we should just kind of figure out what we're gonna do with this heirs property first.
I agree.
I told Bob he should have never written his will. He has made it any easier for you guys. He should have just not worried about it. Say the heck with a will.
Really, everyone needs an estate plan so that your family knows what your wishes are when you pass away. I know your dad was really trying to do the right thing by writing this will, but there are definitely better ways to leave property than leaving it to several people.
Come on, let's face it, you guys. Dad would have wanted us to make a plan, and that's all a will is, just like he had a plan.
And you can go ahead and write a will, even if you are an heirs property owner. That, I think that makes it even more important to get your will done.
Look, I agree with Unc. I mean, hey, I don't have a lawyer. I don't have much anyway. I'm not sure if I'm even going to do a will.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with Brian. I think wills are important, but let's face it, I'm too young now. And if I write one, I'm definitely going to die sooner. I mean, y'all know how that works. That's just the way it goes.
Well, you're really never too young to have an estate plan. And actually here in Georgia, you only have to be 14 to write a will. So it would help your family to know your wishes whenever you pass away. And I promise it's not going to make you die any sooner.
So say I did want to do a will and whatever, what information am I supposed to give an attorney? Because I don't want to give them too much information about everything that I have, and then all of a sudden I don't have anything.
Well, you certainly want an attorney that you're comfortable with and that is trustworthy. At our center, we would ask for information about the property you own, such as real property, bank accounts, retirement plans, and personal property that you might want to leave to somebody specific. And then, of course, we'd want information about your family and friends that you want to mention in your will.
Well, I talked to Bob, and we went round and round, and I just said, I'm just gonna write down what I want and send it to myself. Isn't that the same thing?
Well, did you have two witnesses when you signed the will?
No, I did not.
Unfortunately, that does not constitute a legal will then. Sorry.
Let's face it, We do need to do our wills. Because a will is just simply a plan, you guys. And Dad had a plan. He would have wanted us to have a plan too, just like he did.